Okay, we're back. So we'll see how long it takes for them to answer a question that they already know is coming. See, it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't know that the fucking question was coming. Then I could understand them procrastinating with it, right? But they're purposely procrastinating because, again, this stuff is scheduled down to the last minute. All right, they close the house down. They don't extend it if it needs to go on for an extra month because that's how long it took to talk about certain things. They don't allow that to happen anymore because they don't want people talking about things. Right? They just want you to swallow that bitter pill and be done with it and get over it and pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps or go to jail. That's the bottom line. Okay, that's the real world. That's when you get out in the fucking streets and you have to deal with the landlords and you have to deal with the cost of living and you got to deal with your crazy neighbors and you got to deal with your kids going nuts and you know what I mean? Just all kinds of crazy shit going on these days. And less people want to take responsibility, right? Because nobody's responsible for anything, right? This stuff just all manifests by itself.
Thanks very much. And Chair...
Okay, it took her over a minute to answer the question.
I want to clarify for the member opposite that it's not a matter of either or. What the child in the home of relative, it's a program that is, as you know, children are aging out. So it's naturally declining as children age out. And the extended family program is the new one that has come in. So it is gradually building up. So you can't sort of compare the two numbers. One is a program that's phasing out, and the other is a program that's beginning and building up. Having said that, not every family that might have been in the CIHR or gone into CIHR are necessarily going into the extended family program. There are other options out there, and it depends on new families coming in as to which option works best for them.
Member.
What is the amount that a caregiver would receive under the extended family program?
You're making me feel guilty. Okay? I know you're not intentionally trying to make me feel guilty, but I feel guilty. I've got Mrs. Gill coming over tomorrow. I've got clean. I've got chicken in the fridge I have to grind up to make chicken burgers. I have to do taxes. So I thought maybe we could take the camera.
Minister.
Thanks, Chair. The total monthly amount after the child tax benefit is up to $844.69 to $915.42 for the extended family program. And in addition to that, a child disability benefit, if that is applicable, it's up to another $208.67 per month.
Member.
The Minister said in part of her review that she's going to be looking at harmonising care rates. What does that mean?
I should get my extension cord and plug this in. I've only got 15 minutes. 14 minutes left on my battery here. So, actually, I blew out my hydro, though, when I went to try to go change that plug, when I blew out my 2,700 joules of power bar. And anyway, I went to go change the plug because I got, new plugs. I don't know what I did, but I blew out my whole wall.
Thanks, Chair.
So I have to wait. It was not the right kind of outlet, right? And I went to pull it out thinking I could do something. I phoned an electrician. He said, no, don't do that, right? Just do this. So I wrapped up the wires, separated them, and I'm waiting for the landlord to come over tomorrow, right? So I can't even plug this in on this side of the wall. So I don't know. I got a power bar right here in the front. I'll try that one.
They're doing what's the program that is best for them, and not necessarily the one where the dollar figures will make an influence, have an influence. So it's more to get some consistency across the board, and so that the family can actually choose which is the right program for them.
Member.
Through the Chair, does that mean some programs are going to have their rates cut?
Minister.
No.
So there is actually then going to be share to the minister in this budget because we're harmonising upwards. We're not harmonising any programme within the ministry for caregivers. No caregiver will get less money under this harmonisation of care rates.
I don't even know if I'm going to have the time to splice this out.
Thanks very much, Chair. There will not be a cut, as you had, the member opposite had mentioned. There's not much difference in the rates right now, but we do expect that this will be an area where the ministry will have an increase.
They don't even have.
Member.
I can't say this for every when we're dealing with social assistance, right? Because they break that up into sections, right? But they removed a lot of their appeal process out of all these rules that they made, so people can't even dispute it. And where they do dispute it, it's just a documentation of the dispute. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't produce any results, right? And it's not even a dispute. It's more like a documentation.
Really not looking for training.
And I found that out when, my daughter lost her family allowance, her federal family allowance, because the check wasn't delivered and she didn't inform social services, the financial part end of it, that she didn't receive the check in the mail. Instead, she phoned the federal government, confirmed that she didn't receive it, so they put a hold on it. They said it was sent back and that they'll do a double payment the following month because that's how they do their checks, right? They do it on a monthly basis, right? And so she got her double payment the following month, and social services on the provincial level through the financial part turned around and took half of it away, because she didn't inform them that she didn't receive it from the federal government. And then tried to say that, well, that's been on the books for 6 years. Well, her child is only 2. That's the first time she heard about it. She's not even 2. He's 16 months old. Nobody told her about that. And what kind of law is that? And then when she wants to appeal it, she can't appeal it. There's nowhere to appeal it. There's no package. You can't pick up anything. It's like you've already been judged, and you've been proven guilty, and now you're paying the consequences of that. But if you want to file your case, you can go and complain over there, and somebody will be polite enough to take it down and write it down for you. Other than that, that's it. Suck it up, Buttercup. That's the kind of policies that we're dealing with. And then you put that on a mass scale, right? With the poor within the province, right? And middle class. Well, I wouldn't say so much the middle class, but the ones just coming out of poverty, the ones that are the working poor. I guess that's what you call them, right? You put it with the working poor, and you're hooped. They brought in these government agencies, they brought in their little non-profits that borrow you money for rent.
Minister.
Borrow you money for damage deposits because the government doesn't want to help these people with it no more.
We were just having, I thought, an interesting conversation that I could have
So
continued.
they do it at arm's length through a municipality charity. Right? And of course that gets the green light, that one gets all the money, right? Because they're the popular people, right? But the ones like me that, try and do it in a different way, and we don't necessarily get the popular support, right?
Phone
well,
line,
we don't. I know I don't.
Parents, $100,000 to help them, and they were very excited. There were a couple of people that were going to be answering the phones that were there that were very excited. And what this is it's not about training grandparents. It's about giving them the supports they need.
What you get is you don't get to make an appeal. We said no.
Where there were kids with special needs.
We said that this is
support.
the way it's going to
They've
be.
asked us for that.
Deal with it.
They're very excited that we're there to be able to help them because some of these situations they're inheriting are challenging, and I think giving them support is the right thing to do, and that's exactly what this program is about.
All right. We'll just let her answer her question.
Thank you,
She's
Chair, and
pretty
I'm going to
quick.
quickly hand over to
She's
my
on the
colleague,
ball.
but I just wanted to come back on that. To the Minister, the Grandparents Raising Grandchildren is an excellent organisation. I think that, to be honest, that's about all the support that these grandparents get. They are oftentimes feel forced into situations that are going to be, because they're looking after the best interests of their grandchildren, that they don't have the money. They can't. They are very worried about how they're going to support them. If they become the guardian, they lose all access to this program. Again, we've had the discussion before about navigating the ministry's programs. I think it's very detrimental, and I think if the minister had an open, honest conversation with grandparents raising grandchildren, that what she would hear is that while training is very nice, they need financial help. I'm going to hand over to my colleague.
Okay, hold on.
Member from Pell River Sunshine Coast.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. And just a few questions about what's taking place with phasing out of